Welcome back to Storytime with Quefish. Drunk Storytime with Quefish. I had actually run out of plum wine, and I was just going to be going to have, beer or Irish cream or something along those lines. But as I was shopping for alcohol, I happened to find plum wine, which actually is not all that easy to find in like your standard liquor store. And it kind of, it got to me because I'm like, I don't know that I trust this because it's Kikkoman. And I'm like, this has the potential to be very salty. Being done by the soy sauce people. But at which point I'm like, well, now I kind of have to get it. Damn. So the Kikkoman version of plum wine will be lubricating the story time tonight. God. It's good. It oh my God. It's got this weird taste. It's because it's got like that nice sweetness of plum wine that obviously I really like, but it is darker. It's got that, God, I almost wish I hadn't said it, but it's got like a weird salty taste, and it's also got like that heavy like bitterness that goes along with grape wine. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. Well, at least for like the first quarter of a bottle. After that I probably won't care. So I have a little bit of drinking to do. I'm gonna upload a couple of videos that I did earlier today, and then I will be back to start some drunk rating. Bye! Be back! I'm back. Don't get me wrong, I spent money on it, so I'm going to drink it. I cannot recommend the Kikkoman plum wine. It's just not as good as I'm used to. If this was the only thing I'd had, and then I'd had the other, like one of the other ones, I'd probably think that those were like just like your really top of the line kind of plum wines, and that this was like your standard fare. But having had really good plum wine and going to this, I'm like, well, it's plum wine. But I'm not happy about it. So, the other day I stumbled on this treasure trove of amazing crack prompt fills. And so I reached out to a couple of the authors and I'm like, please, I want to read these. And they're like, yes, go for it. And I'm like, yay! So I'm going to read a couple. This one is by CatofApocalypse. And the story is called Good Randomness. The prompt was Aziraphale versus modern slangs. I apologize greatly for my hair. It's not behaving. It will get distracting because it distracts me. So, Aziraphale learned slangs. What could go wrong? I think I ruptured something reading this one. I will just try to keep calm. Aziraphale was never one for technology. He saw no point in getting himself a smartphone or a new computer when he could pretty much just pick up the phone to dial somebody or read the newspaper to catch up with the world every morning. And even when he wasn't able to read, he still got his radio and the good old Sony KV-29ST1. I'm gonna guess that's really old. The latter dusting in the back room where he hardly ever retreated to without Crowley. That said, the angel had no idea what forces on earth made him agree to Crowley's pleading for him to get a cell phone. "Come on, Angel, you can call me anytime, anywhere," said the demon. "There are public phones for that. I believe this is absolutely not necessary," replied Aziraphale, straightening his clothes. Crowley pouted. He pressed his chin on Aziraphale's shoulder. "Please, Angel, just one. Then if you don't like it, we can never speak of this again." "That's wasteful, don't you think?" "It's not. I'll keep it if you'd like." The demon's cheek gently nuzzled against the angel's neck. "I promise you, it'll be great." Aziraphale sighed. Just this one. Just this one. This was a mistake. A horrible mistake. He never should have introduced Aziraphale to social media, especially the memes. Of course, this had nothing to do with him wanting to have someone he could share the memes with. Only desperate humans do that. But who wouldn't want to connect with friends, though? All he wanted was for the angel to try something new, get with the time. And now the angel was getting too much into the internet on his new smartphone. Aziraphale's newly updated vocabulary was driving him crazy. It was adorable at first. Aziraphale had jokingly used the word yeet to describe the action of sending customers out the door. God, I want to hear that. And occasionally, Crowley found himself staring dumbfounded after the angel used bruh on him. Things started rolling downhill with no sign of stopping. And today finally did it. You know what's coming. Oh, Crowley, moaned Aziraphale, leaning on his elbows. The angel threw his head back with a loud gasp as Crowley's skilled tongue meddled deep inside him. Crowley curled his flexible organ, finding the sweet G-spot he knew so well. Aziraphale laid flat. His plump hands reached for his lover's scalp as if holding on to the last hand sanitizer in the store. Topical. His fingers pulled and twisted, messing up the demon's dark hair. Oh dear. Oh, look, Crowley. The angelic mewling was music to his ears. Crowley was only more eager at the sight of Aziraphale's soft belly moving with his every gasp. That was until... Yes, Crowley. Oh, this is so dope. The demon choked, literally choked on his own tongue when he slurped it back abruptly. Angel, he spoke between coughs. The fuck? Aziraphale could only make a surprised whine when the pleasure suddenly stopped. He quickly pushed himself up to check on the poor demon. Oh dear, Crowley. What happened? Are you all right? Did you choke on a... I'm fine. But what the fuck was that? Snapped Crowley once he stopped gagging. What? The angel was taken aback. He frowned at the demon. What did you just say? I said what? No. Dope, Angel, screamed the demon, throwing his hands up. What's wrong with it? Doesn't it mean very good? Crowley ran a hand through his face. Yes, Angel. But not like this. Gosh, Angel, this was a horrible idea. Now it was Aziraphale's turn to retort. What do you mean? You told me I should learn to be more hip. No, not like this, Angel. Oh, I can't take it anymore. Crowley started squeezing the bridge of his nose. How am I supposed... How am I supposed to know Sorry. How am I supposed to know I can't use these words when we smash? Pouted Aziraphale. The demon looked like he was legit about to cry. This is a disaster. They stared at each other for a long pause. Aziraphale sighed then. Look, Crowley, you said I should change to be more modern. I am trying. Maybe this is not what I want anymore. The demon wobbled his lips. Aziraphale pulled him close, placing Crowley's head on his chest. I mean, it would be nice if you could, understand all the references I make, and we get to be a part of each other's world, but if this is how it's going to be, I'd rather not. I'm sorry. There, my dear boy, Aziraphale soothed. He petted the auburn hair as the demon tried not to sob into his angel's soft torso. Aren't we sharing the same world already? He smiled. There was silence, and Crowley breathed out. You're right. I think I preferred the old ways. Aziraphale giggled. You know what they say. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I know. Crowley pouted again. He lifted himself away from the angel's cuddle to place a kiss at Aziraphale's neck. I'm sorry, Angel, he whispered into the tender pinkish skin. That's all right, fam. They decided to binge watch The Golden Girls for the rest of the night. Because seriously, where could you go from there? That's all right, fam. God. Thank you for joining me for Drunk Storytime with Quefish. Again, this was Good Randomness from CatofApocalypse.